Hello everybody, Back again, Saul here, and today we're doing something a little bit differently. I'm going to be cleaning up a SNES cartridge, a Super Nintendo cartridge, whichever way you prefer. I'm using a little bit of a weird screwdriver there. Let's see if I can get this to focus. Maybe? It's sort of a starry bit. It's used for games. I have a smaller one. I have a bigger one. I'm not going to be using the bigger one. I'm just showing it to you because there is a bigger one. They usually come in a set together. This one's used mostly for cartridges, and this one's used mostly for consoles. I think Genesis cartridges use the bigger one too, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, these are usually sold in a set. They're pretty easy to find. Amazon, eBay, whatever. Yeah, you are gonna need these if you want to open up your cartridges and stuff. But, alright, so we got those screws out, and you can't just pull these off. There's a little clippy bit at the top. Notice that? So, what you want to do is open it up label side down. Pull off the bottom first, and then pull out the clip part. And then you have your motherboard. Did I say label side down? You don't want to do it label side down. Strike that. Label side up, because this holds the board in there. This has the little ridges. Go more into that later. But all right. So I got some rubbing alcohol here. I got some warm water with just some dish soap in it. Got some cotton swabs and paper towel. All right. So, the insides of these aren't going to need much cleaning because those aren't exposed really. The part you're going to want to clean is mostly the outside, these little ridges here. A lot of stuff collects in there. This edge here, a lot of stuff collects in there. Again, the ridges there. This cart is yellowed. Unfortunately, I don't have anything that could do a lot about that. Hydrogen peroxide works works very well with that. There's a thing you can look up online called Retro Bright. You mix a bunch of stuff together and basically make a hydrogen peroxide like a paste you can put on there, or you can just buy like a hydrogen peroxide. Like at a hair salon place, they have like a paste made from hydrogen peroxide that works really well too. But all right, let's go ahead and clean the outside of this cartridge. The cartridge doesn't look that bad. It's fairly clean on the outside here. The part that always worries me about these cartridges is right in here, because that's where the connectors sit. Between both halves, so there's this half and there's this half, and the connectors hang through this little gouged out part there. Not gouged out because it was cut out or molded there, but that little cutaway part there. The connectors sit through there, and everyone who's ever owned this cartridge will have blown into this area here. So just think about all the people that have owned this cartridge, and yep, all their saliva, all of those people's DNA basically is just commingling here, and that's pretty gross if you think about it. Let's try not to dwell on it. So let's just clean up that bit. I never dried off the outside of this cartridge, so my fingers are slipping. Let's just go ahead and dry that off. You have the paper towel for. If you have a can of compressed air, that works really well to get all the water out of all these little crevices. Alright, so we'll just dry that off. We'll put that aside to dry real quick. Now let's dry off this one. Let's clean the back of this one a little bit. Doesn't look too bad, but a good scrubbing can never hurt. careful with the sticker. You don't want to wet that. Sometimes the stickers do get dirty and get stained, and there's not really much you can do about that. It looks like this cartridge was sat in a console in the Super Nintendo, in front of a window maybe, because that's what yellows this, is the sun. The UV light is what yellows this plastic. And if you use the Retro Bright stuff, the hydrogen peroxide stuff, you actually put that on there, rub it really well on there, and then sit it out in the sun. So the sun causes the yellowing, and the sun can reverse it. But yeah, for these little sort of region lock grooves, cotton swab works really well to get in there and dry that up. Right, let's move on to the innards. So here's your board. See if we can focus in on the connectors here. You can see they're really dull at the ends. So let's go ahead and just get this in alcohol. Try to get the purest alcohol you can find. I have 91%. You know, there's better out there. But this one's fine because it's just water. It's 91% alcohol, 9% water. And the alcohol will just evaporate the water. So that's fine. Some alcohols, be careful because they contain glycerin, and that'll leave a residue on there, which is no good because you want the best connection possible with these. That's what actually takes the data from here. It all gets sent through these connectors to your console, and yeah, you don't want any residue on there. See, this thing's getting black there. That's pulling off the corrosion on there. It corrodes to black. So that's good. You want that thing to turn black. If the corrosion is really bad, what you could get is a pink eraser, you know, just those big rubber erasers, and just rub that across there, and that'll really shine them up nicely. But be careful to dust it all off and get all the eraser residue off of there. Alright, so that's looking alright. A lot of people use sandpaper to kind of shine those up. I would not recommend that. You run the risk of completely eliminating that, or going too high and scratching through one of those traces up there, and that's just trouble. And yeah, that would be no good. Alright, so they're looking alright there. They look much better than what we started with. They're not really dull anymore. So what we want to do, get the back part, put it back together. Get the board, chip side down. This one's got a battery. Some of them don't have batteries, and the chips will be rearranged, but doesn't matter. Chip side down into the back half of the cartridge. You see there's these little like arms that come in here. That focus, there we go, focused. There's these little arms here, and there's little cutaways on the board. There's one right there, there's one right here. Those will fit right into those arms to lock it into place. Some boards do come all the way up here, like I believe Yoshi's Island has a really big board to accommodate the Super FX chip. But alright, then grab the front half. Remember the clips here. Put those in first. Line them up, and then it just closes right up. Then you can get your screws back. Let's move all this crap out of my way. Put the screws back in, and there you go. You got a working game. So just remember, before you blow into your cartridges, think of all the people that have blown in there before you. Or don't. It might make you sick. Anyway, that's how to clean a SNES cartridge. You know, a more proper cleaning, a more thorough cleaning. But, yep. that's going to do it for us for today. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!